Hola amigos, the old goat from the Institute of Lower Learning. Did a long form on this one, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm promoting this and I'm pumping it. I want the audience to be as big as it can be because it's it's a universal issue. Let's put it that way. I want to talk about 8 ways that people worship themselves, and these are all from personal experience. I've told you I made every mistake in the book pretty much, and it's from that experience that I bring these thoughts to you. The first thing we tend to worship about self, and some of these overlap, and sometimes we're doing multiples at one time, maybe all of them at once. But the first one is will. Adam and Eve were tempted to exercise their own will and to declare their autonomy from God. And ever since, every human being has come into this world exercising their own will. Look at little babies, sweet as they are. I love babies, but they've got a will. They want what they want when they want it without regard. If a baby becomes civilized, it's because they learn to not always express that will instantaneously, unreservedly, without consideration of others. The second one is wants. We have it enshrined in our founding documents, the idea of the pursuit of happiness, but we've come to the place in our culture where we think we're guaranteed happiness, and if we're not happy, somebody's going to pay. Somebody's at fault. Don't worship your wants. Be ready to put your wants aside as necessary to accomplish your purpose in life. The third one is works. Our sense of identity often comes from what we do, and in addition to that, we have an anticipation of the reward of our labor. And the anticipation of our works makes us sometimes workaholics, is the term, but really we're worshiping what we can accomplish ourselves. The next one is wits. Did you ever know anybody with a superiority complex? You're not the foremost expert on yourself, even though you think you are. I'm not either. God's the foremost expert on who I am. The next one is wonder. Psalm 139 says that we're fearfully, wonderfully made. We have an instinct for that, but it's been distorted by self-exaltation and self-worship. These next 3 bother me, but they're the main reason I'm doing this video. The first one is weaknesses. We're aware of, at some level, of our limitations, but we do our best to overcompensate and hide and protect, and especially hide them from those who might exploit them. You're not safe in this world without your God, without the Lord Jesus Christ ruling and reigning and leading in your life, sustaining. The next one is wounds. Wounds equal walls. We build walls to protect ourselves from places we've been hurt before, and before we know it, we're completely walled in. We've enslaved and imprisoned ourselves behind our wounds. The next one is worries. 90% of what you worry about doesn't come to pass. Self-worship is self-destructive, self-defeating. Completely trust Jesus. Completely put your life in His hands.